Hey, buddy. You're just fighting a dragon now. Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta smack him in the face. So you actually probably won't win.
Probably. Oh,
That doesn't do a whole lot. Jump and fire? A 40, okay.
there's a smack.
Jump and fire.
Or I can miss.
Or, you know, or just, no. Jump and sword.
No, I jump. I'm like really low.
I mean, you are, but what if you attack his feet?
We'll try his feet next time.
All right.
Feet. Get the feet. Nope.
Yeah, there's not even. Yeah, you just want to jump and sword. Looks like, and not get hit. There we go. You got him to do something.
Okay.
The thing was kill you.
It was kill me.
He's doing a lot of damage.
He's doing a lot of damage.
So it's time.
It's time to get that armor upgrade right now.
I mean, you can upgrade. You should be able to upgrade everything you have to max.
I should. We're about to find out. Armor first. Let's go, Smithy. He's still not doing his job.
Time has not moved.
What do you got for me? This the one? Good to go. This good to go. This good to go. This good to go.
There we go.
All right, now upgrade everything else.
This the one? Good to go. This good to go. This good to go. This the one? Good to go. This good to go.
There we go.
You did it.
Come again.
Now I have to grind all that back.
I mean,
Not hard, to be honest. Not really bothered by that.
okay. Want to run around and finish off the level you've got going?
Yeah, we'll do a level, get the armor. This is pretty good. Any news, gaming news that you know of?
I've heard of nothing.
You've heard of nothing. Is it a good game? What's the genre?
It's the sequel to everything, actually.
Oh, okay. Is it play tested?
I mean, I assume so.
Okay. Hope it's play tested.
I mean, why wouldn't it be play tested?
Because some games are better not play tested, like Bethesda games.
No, those are unfortunately games that are play tested.
No, I really doubt that, honestly.
That's the thing.
I know.
You wouldn't.
and it's
You
the
would
sad
think
part.
it wouldn't be play tested. You would hope it wouldn't be play tested.
I hope that the truth is it wasn't play tested, but I know for a fact that it was. Because the game loads. Somebody had to make sure the game loaded. Get back here. Back here. This is definitely not the zone to fight things in.
I mean, your health bar sure is moving.
Health bar?
Health bar, experience bar.
I hope my health bar is not moving.
We're gonna grind that bug again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think those other things you were fighting gave you more experience, but
Think so?
well, we'll see. That got turned off.
That is what I'm questioning.
well, the bar moved a
It
small
moved.
amount. Are these not giving you experience anymore? You're gonna be here a while if you just kill these.
The goal is to maybe keep my hit up.
It's working. No, it's not. You're gonna lose it.
Eh,
Well, it's higher than you've gotten it before.
this is I'm only focusing on maintaining it. Definitely not the move I wanted to use.
Yeah, I think you want to be using the stationary jump attack rather than the moving one.
Problem is I don't actually reach it using it.
Can't
Oh,
you
well.
double jump into it? Yeah.
Huh. Oh,
Well, okay, your bar sure is moving, so that's good.
it sure is moving.
Well, I suppose I could talk about Monster
Monster
Sanctuary for a
Sanctuary,
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah, because that's what I'm playing right now, and now that's a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a good time. Right now I'm just trying to fill out the map before I go into the final dungeon.
And what kind of game is Monster Sanctuary? We haven't talked about it on my channel.
Have we not?
No. Talked about it during Wind Waker, but that was on your channel. I believe.
Oh,
We talked about it during-
yeah,
during Wicker.
yeah, and splitting up the discussion on the game between multiple series is going to be confusing for people, so...
I'm just wondering what kind of game, like what kind of
yeah,
game it is.
no,
Is it for people? Was
I
it
can
released
start-
recently?
I can start the whole thing over, so that it's just doubled instead of split across two. Yeah, so it's a hybrid monster collector RPG and Metroidvania.
Nice.
So, what happens is it's a 2D Metroidvania, so you're running around platforming, doing the story of the game, and to get your progression items, it's actually to catch monsters, and they all have a field skill,
Like HMs.
kind of. Except they all just have the ability to do it, and it's not tied to a move.
And they're not limited on moves, are they? Forget if they are or
No,
not.
in fact, the monsters don't have moves like in Pokemon or Temtem or what have you. They have a skill tree that you pick what they get every level. The tiers of the tree are sectioned off every 10 levels. And I just learned today how the ultimate skills work in the game, because I got my first monsters to level 40, which is the max level. You were dead, by the way.
Yeah. Totally different.
But the ultimate skills in the game are interesting in that every single monster has 3. It doesn't take a skill slot to unlock them, and you can swap them at will.
Interesting.
Unlike the other skills in the skill tree, which are very fixed, take a skill point, and are very fixed. I already said that, but they are very fixed. You need to use an item to reset the entire skill tree in one go in order to redo it. Luckily, the items are pretty easy to come across. I say pretty easy, but I think you can buy them once you get to the rank I'm at. Every number of bosses you kill, your rank goes up, which is kind of like badges in Pokemon. It increases the number of items you can buy in stores.
Okay.
And
It's a rough
I think
marking
I'm at
of
this-
how progressed you are.
Yeah. And I think I'm at the second highest. You just jumped into those spikes. I think I'm at
I'm
the
not
second
gonna
highest
cross
tier.
I was wrong. I can't. So this is actually the whole most.
Well, you
this
just
is the
needed to break
worst-
the. You just
Yeah,
needed to
I
break
know.
the ice.
But this is
yeah.
this is the worst place to grind. So I'm just gonna. Well,
I
on
mean,
the
we
second.
can go back to the. We can go back to the bug if you want. I think this zone's fine though. Like you just need to not go to the spike pit.
I mean, the problem is trying to keep up my hit.
You're not gonna. It's not always gonna be super convenient. And this ice zone is definitely that. It's
Yeah.
not convenient. You're not always gonna have it.
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, like if you could actually keep your hit counter up on those big bugs, then that would be the best zone over there, where there's just two
Wait, have I
bugs
been up
next to
here?
the doorway. What do you mean? Have you been up here?
I don't remember this section of this area.
Oh well, then go look at it. Maybe there's like a new armor or something in
I
here.
don't know. Okay, no.
No,
this
you're
is where it's
here
placed.
again.
This is where it's
Yeah.
placed. This is how to get out of it instead of going down to the ice pit.
Yeah,
So maybe I could find a slightly better section
maybe.
on my exploration. Oh, only my double jump worked. There we go.
Yeah. All right. So Monster Sanctuary. For people that know the game, my team right now, I typically base any monster catching game. I base my team around how a monster looks, like what designs I like the best. Which in this game apparently is just 3 boss monsters. I've got
Three legendaries,
Griffinic-
essentially.
What?
Legendaries, essentially.
Yeah.
Or they're
Sort
like
of.
Dragonite. They're just like.
Well,
soft
you
legendaries.
do have to. They are the boss monsters. You do have to beat them, and to get the egg for one of them, you have to get a 5-star ranking on the fight. I didn't mention that there's rankings for every fight, which determine your rewards
Every
for the
fight
fight.
or just the boss fights?
Every fight.
Okay.
Which-
it determines your rewards.
It determines your rewards. There are 6 stars. The 6th one is like a hidden platinum star, and it's not required to, like get the achievement for every 5-star, because it's just 5 stars. But you have to if you 5-star a boss monster, you get, and it doesn't evolve, you get its egg.
Okay.
So for my team, my team is Griffinix, Dracozul, and Draco Noir. And you might think that those last two sound similar, and that's because they both split off of Draconov as just a little dragon. But if you get a 5-star on the boss fights for Dracozul and Draco Noir, you get the evolution items for Draconov. And then you can evolve Draconovs into those two.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's my team, and it's working. It's working so far. The strategy is I have it set up so that on the first turn, everybody, if I'm up against a boss, everybody can do their party-wide. They each have a unique party-wide buff. So I trigger all 3 of those, and then some passives on. I think it's the passive. Griffinix and Dracozul both have passives that say, since all of the monsters have like types that they belong to,
Yeah.
all 3 of them are aerial type, and the 2 dragons, of course, are dragon type. The passives synergize with you buffing, so I inflict debuffs on the opponent's team while buffing myself for the first turn, and then on the second turn I can go in and start unloading damage. It's working out so far. It's not the meta team. I'm noticing on like Discord and Steam, the meta team is to build an all-in burn team, which
What
is
does
one of the
burn do?
debuffs. It's just a dot.
It's just a dot.
Yeah, there's.
Does it do percent health?
I don't know how it's calculated.
Okay.
All I know is I've used the burn. I've used that team that's suggested to get to 5-star the Griffinix.
I see.
And yeah, the fact that you can normally only inflict like 3 stacks of burn on an enemy, but with that team you can inflict 5 stacks of burn. It's pretty strong.
Okay.
Also, the other dot is poison, and it can inflict that fairly easily. And one of the monsters has a passive that lets chill, which is normally not a dot, be a dot. So if you get lucky on the first turn with that like meta team, you can see like 8 or 9 dot ticks on the opponent's monster the first turn they get to go.
That's pretty brutal.
It's pretty brutal, and it's why you can see a easy 5-star on every boss. I had to use it to get Griffinix.
Yeah.
But I'd probably be able to use another team if my monsters were max level. Because then the ultimate skills would exist.
What other monster collection games have you played other than? So you play Pokemon, like all
I've
of
played
them?
Pokemon. I've played Temtem. I've played Digimon's Story, Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker's Memory.
You remember much of Joker?
Oh yeah, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker and Joker. Did I play both Joker and Joker 2? I don't remember that much, except for it had a cool mechanic with the breeding in that game, where the monsters actually just fused, I think. Which is an interesting way to go about it.
Definitely. So what are your favorite mechanics from these games? Which ones would you like to see in more games? Like, which ones do you think are fit the genre pretty well?
I need to see more skill trees. Monster Sanctuary with their skill trees.
So do you mean skill ladders or skill trees? Because there's a difference.
Okay, what's a skill ladder?
So a skill ladder is. You don't play it. You haven't seen much of WoW. Okay, so essentially what a skill ladder is, it's a version of a skill tree, but instead of it branching off and then those branches having branches, you just move up and down the one like section.
I see.
So instead of branching off to get different abilities, you get either more versions of the same ability or more versions of like the themed abilities.
Okay, so here's how Monster Sanctuary works. There are 4 trees for every monster. Going deeper into the tree can grant you upgraded versions of the active skills.
Okay.
So the buffs, the attacks, I think those are the 2. Buffs and attacks can get upgraded versions of them, like the active skills that you use on your turn. The passive skills generally do not get upgraded versions, but they do stack. So
upgrades, are these like they modify it, or are they just like it's now like 10% better?
Both. So there are direct increased magic, increased attack, increased defense, increased health, increased mana regen. Mana and mana regen. There are direct stat buffs in the trees that are passive. And there are other passives, like buffs are 20% more effective on this monster. Your entire party deals 5% extra damage. When applying a buff, also apply a shield. When applying a shield, also heal.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So there's all of that, and every monster has some variation of at least buffing, attacking, and then healing or debuffing passives.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes sense.
And so that way every monster has utility in a fight, but it depends on how well you want your team to synergize.
So in Monster Sanctuary, it's a lot more based off synergy than anything else.
Yeah, that's very synergy heavy. Because the fights are 3v3.
Yeah.
And so synergizing actives and passives is huge.
Yeah. So Pokemon would be more of a like type matchup game than anything else.
It's a big game of rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
Pokemon, also Digimon was like that. Big game of rock paper scissors, although it was less
Emphasized.
emphasized because I think I think you only got double damage if you. So for Digimon, there were two, like your monster had an element and then a type.
Yeah.
Types were virus, data, vaccine, and those were just a triangle, like fire, water, grass.
Yeah.
Right. And then the types were separate from that. So if you're a vaccine and you're attacking a virus, you always have an advantage, regardless of what type of move you're using.
Okay.
But your move element, if you were using a fire move and the opponent was grass, I don't remember the types that well. Okay, let's say earth and electricity. Those were elements. If you're using an earth move on an electric type Digimon,
You would get
it would do
reduced.
bonus damage. It would do bonus damage.
So it would do bonus damage.
Earth on electric was bonus. But
Right.
if you were also if you were a vaccine and you were
bonus on a
hitting
bonus.
and you were hitting a virus, that was a bonus. So if the enemy was an electric virus and you're an earth vaccine, or no, it doesn't matter what type you are. You're a vaccine and
do
you're
bonus.
using an earth element attack, then the bonuses would stack.
Okay.
But
So if you were a vaccine and you're fighting a virus, you would always get a benefit, but then the type would either reduce that or increase that based on.
correct, based on how it's synergized. Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's interesting.
it was less important.
It's less direct rock paper scissors.
Yeah, in that game, it's like get your buffs and lower and debuff your enemy. Those were more like impactful than the type a
Well-
lot of the time.
You could argue that it's more rock paper scissors because there's the one rock paper scissors.
It's like doing rock paper scissors with both hands.
Okay. You're playing two simultaneous games.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Another game that another monster catching game that I played recently that I really liked the mechanics of. Monster Hunter Stories.
Ah.
So Monster Hunter Stories didn't have types or anything like that. Instead, the game used essentially an actual rock paper scissors. Oh no, I think there were elemental weaknesses, but it like hardly mattered. Like typical monster weaknesses that you'd
Yeah.
expect. But the combat was actual rock paper scissors with two hands. One hand being you and the other hand being your monster, and you can't control what they do.
I thought you could choose like technique or like attack focus or speed
Yeah,
focus.
so there were three types of skills.
Yeah.
Technical, speed, and power, and they did a triangle, a rock paper scissors triangle.
Yeah.
But that was only one layer of strategy. You could see, I think you could only see what who the opponent was going to attack. You couldn't see what type of move they were going to use.
Although eventually you could figure out what type they're most likely to use based on your encounters with them beforehand.
Yes, you learned their preferences, but in that game, you had to balance what they were most likely going to use with what you thought your ally was going to use. Because you can't control your allies' attacks, but you can learn their preferences by fighting with them a bunch. And if you use the same type of move as they do, so if you both use a power move, the attack gets boosted. Now, what you don't want to do is, for instance, if you know the opponent's going to use a speed attack and your buddy's going to use power, you don't want to go power with them because that's a
Speed
disadvantaged
beats power.
attack. So you have to balance that.
Yeah.
And it was great. I loved the combat.
That's pretty good.
And then that game also had not quite skill trees, but it had a trait grid that you filled out, and if you tic-tac-toed traits of the same type, then they got powered up, because it was a 3x3 grid.
That's pretty good.
And like adjacent skills would power each other up if they were the same type, and if you got if you got 3 in a line, I would say bingo, but it's not a 5x5.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think it was a 5x5. I think it was a 3x3. Point is, but like that was the skill tree in that game was doing that.
Yeah. So each of these games tend to have like they're RPGs. So each of your like monsters has a stat or multiple stats. What's your best mechanic? Well, what's your favorite so far of like managing those, like breeding to get a better like base stat value, or combining them if there's more?
Honestly, by far it's Monster Sanctuary.
By far it's Monster Sanctuary?
Because the monsters are all identical.
Okay, so they're always identical, but the tree, the progression that you do with the tree determines their stats.
But so every monster in theory is identical. They have the same stats, the same base stats at level 40 as any other monster. However, they can play completely differently based on how you build their skill tree. And then I forgot to mention, the monsters also have a weapon and 3 accessories. And the last 3 food items.
So they have
you feed
equipment.
them, they have equipment.
And food buffs.
It's like, so
Okay.
there's 7, they have 7 slots that you can put items in.
Let's see. So 7 slots you can put items in.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
7 slots you can put items in, and like a monster, like the way I build my Griffinix might be completely different from the way somebody else builds their Griffinix. Maybe I built my Griffinix as a tank with the ability to do debuffs, whereas somebody else can put their Griffinix complete into healing mode, because Griffinix is one of the few healers in the game able to use Revive, which completely just brings a monster back. And maybe they spec fully into healing. Like, it's just like you can even double up on the same monster because like their passive synergizes maybe.
Let's see.
And so you can have one be your healer and one be your offense, and then you've doubled up on their passive. Like,
this is definitely not the place to stand for that.
oh yeah, for sure. You look like you're a bit dead.
A bit dead.
However, you're doing damage. I think you just have to learn the rhythms at this point.
Now I need to learn the rhythms, yeah. If only I could
So
take
yeah,
singer to hear
more,
them
more
bass.
games. More like ever since Diablo 2, I've been like RPGs need skill trees. I need more of this. Oh, you've got a bad rhythm going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to bait out the bite and then
go in.
get in. Yeah.
I can just hold to the side to dodge that.
You can, yes. And you need to remember to double jump.
Ow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that attack is. So it just rains ice from the ceiling. Okay.
Yeah, that's a run. That's a run move. Definitely. Yeah, ideally you should never take damage during this phase. Because,
From this attack.
yeah. Because you know how to avoid it now. You see a damage number, you back off. Okay. Then you move to the side. Oh. Run. Might as well use your boost. No?
Oh, okay.
Well, you got him under half.
Under
so that's
half.
good.
I just really don't want to have to grind another level because it's going to take forever.
I mean, it will, yeah. I mean, I can yell about Monster Sanctuaries.
Bad. Bad. I wonder what other parts of him I can hit to deal damage.
Maybe if you smash his legs with your rock attack. Yeah, you stunned him. Now get in there.
Okay. So that's where I boost and just go ham. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And he has
now
a
we-
damage
now we
threshold
found
on
it.
getting
That's
up.
way better. The legs have a damage threshold that you get by smacking with the. Hey, you were right about using that attack.
Oh yeah.
I knew the whole time, but I was just hoping you'd try it.
Yeah. I tried hitting him in the legs, and I was like,
You did, but you didn't try enough. Like there hasn't been a damage threshold into like a burn phase in this game yet. So
yeah.
I don't blame you.
Okay.
Oh.
Now I know. Now I know.